What's up, buddy, man? It's the Bronco at the front coming at you with another reaction video. Ball culture. Back at it again with some heat. Go subscribe to them. Get them boys at 35,000 subscribers. Every band. Football fixture explained in 5 minutes. I'm assuming every single one of these fixtures is either going to be Eastern Europe or that whole is going to be South America. You know what I'm saying? Them the only two ones that I can just completely think about to where that these two clubs cannot even play each other anymore. Woo! That shit is gonna be crazy. Chat, do y'all know of any banned football fixtures that come to mind? I never honestly ever heard of a banned football fixture. The only thing I remember banned was Liverpool getting that ass banned from the Champions League after the Juventus incident. And got all the European clubs banned from the Champions League because of all of the people who, ended up, oh, national team. We got Albania versus Serbia. So what if this whole list is national team? Now, I thought it was going to be like more clubs. Russia, Ukraine. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kosovo, Serbia. Oh, yeah. So a lot of national league shit. All right, well, we going to see what goes down.
Spain versus Gibraltar.
Who?
In case you've never heard, Spain versus Gibraltar.
Gibraltar?
In case you've never heard of it, Gibraltar is a British overseas territory, meaning it's under the sovereignty of the United Kingdom, but it's not part of the UK itself. Despite being owned by the British, it's actually located at the southern tip.
Look how small this. Oh, Gibraltar. I didn't know it was pronounced Gibraltar. I thought that bitch was Gibraltar. Tight shit.
The Iberian Peninsula, bordering Spain. It's been under British control since 1713, when Spain ceded it to Britain in the Treaty of Utrecht, after the War of the Spanish Succession. Even though they gave it up, Spain has long disputed British sovereignty over Gibraltar and continues to claim that it should be returned, but the people of Gibraltar strongly prefer to remain British.
Hey.
When Gibraltar applied for UEFA membership in 1999, it remained British.
Spain, if y'all on business, go ahead and tell the UK, bro, if y'all don't give us this territory, there will be prices to be made. If y'all about it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all about it. See, y'all boys scared of the UK? They y'all daddy or something? You know what I'm saying? Hey, if they're the United States of America, see, we ain't getting dead like that. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't trying to throw a rock and hide my hand. United States of America ain't getting dead like that,
When Gibraltar applied for UEFA membership in 1999, Spain strongly opposed the move, fearing it would set a precedent for other regions with separatist movements. Despite initial rejections, Gibraltar was eventually admitted as a full UEFA member in 2013, but to mitigate potential conflicts, UEFA decided that Spain and Gibraltar would be kept apart in qualifying
Whoa. Is that Carlos Vela? Is that his name? Why they look like Carlos Vela? Hell yeah, don't they look like Carlos Vela? Double doppelganger. Tell me they don't look like his doppelganger.
UEFA decided that Spain and Gibraltar would be kept apart in qualifying draws. This separation is part of UEFA's broader policy to prevent matches between nations with political tensions, and because if Spain were to play Gibraltar, that would be seen as Spain recognizing them as their own nation, something they definitely don't want to do.
And they still don't recognize
Armenia versus Azerbaijan.
That's kind of like the same thing as, I don't know if China recognizes Indonesia, but ain't it some type of tension between China and Indonesia because China want them to be their territory? Because, we know Russia want Ukraine to be their territory. And Russia actually trying to, do this and that. And China, it's China and somebody. Was it Taiwan? Taiwan. Why I say Indonesia? Yeah, so China been they've been eyeing Taiwan for a good minute. And they seen Russia did it. They you feel me? They kind of reaching a little bit more. They go pull the trigger eventually, bro. Licking they lips down for real. The Zion face for real. They licking they lips at that. Once Russia did the Ukraine shit, then boy get them. Hey, Taiwan.
Want to do?
That's crazy.
Armenia versus Azerbaijan.
Who?
Nation. Something they definitely don't want to do. Armenia versus Azerbaijan.
Oh, okay.
A lesser-known rivalry in a footballing context, but the tension between these two countries cannot be understated. The political and ethical tensions between Armenia and Azerbaijan revolve around the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region.
It is always over land. Golly.
Conflict began in the late 1980s when the Armenian majority region sought independence from Azerbaijan, triggering violent clashes.
Always.
After the Soviet Union's collapse in 1991, full-scale war erupted, resulting in Armenian control of the area, even though it lies within Azerbaijan's internationally recognized borders. A fragile ceasefire was brokered in 1994, but hostilities resumed in 2020, with Azerbaijan reclaiming much of the territory. Thousands have died in conflicts, with deep animosity on both sides. So not only the territory.
Speaking of, I seen this movie Red Tails yesterday. I rewatched it. When was the last time, when I think of war, like when Russia and Ukraine when they had announced the whole war was gonna happen, I was thinking that it was gonna be like motherfuckers on this side, motherfuckers on that side, no man's land in the middle, and they finna war it out on some shit. You know? But of course, modern day war will kind of be different than that. But you know what's one thing that clicked in my mind when I seen the movie yesterday? When is the last time there has been a dogfight? Do people not dogfight anymore? If you don't know what dogfight means, I'm talking about like airplane battles. Like you got a sky full of 30 airplanes on this side, 30 airplanes on this side, and they all doing loop-de-loops and shooting at each other and bullets and all of that. When's the last time? Why don't countries dogfight no more? Like planes over here in lines and they chasing after each other, shooting each other. They don't do that these days.
Thousands have died in conflicts with deep animosity.
Because if people dropping missiles, if you don't want the country to drop missiles, guess what? Get your planes over there and shoot their plane down. That's what starts a dogfight. So maybe with these, with drone strikes, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like the next time we'll see a dogfight is if the United States get into a war with China. If it actually comes to a war, both countries are wealthy enough and technologically advanced enough. United States try to do a drone strike and Chinese had their drones to shoot down our drones. And now it's going to be drone versus drone. You know how back in the day, the dogfights was with these planes. These little outdated planes. Now that bitch finna be a futuristic ass drone versus drone. Shit. Them whole probably finna be moving so fast that I can't even see it. It's probably finna be like an anime fight. You know, an anime fight when the people who not worthy be looking and they can't even see what the hell happening. Imagine a drone versus drone fight. Boy, that shit would be crazy.
Thousands have died in conflicts with deep animosity on both sides. So not only have the two countries been prohibited from playing one another, club teams from the regions have also been prevented from being drawn against each other in other UEFA competitions. In the 2019 Europa League final, Armenia midfielder Henrik Mkhitaryan was unable to play for Arsenal against Chelsea due to safety fears with the game taking place in Baku, Azerbaijan. Kosovo versus Serbia.
Wow, do they really think, bro, somebody really would have did something to him like at the hotel? Oh, Lord Jesus, fire. God damn.
Kosovo versus Serbia. This fixture is the first of three that all stem from the same political issue, that being Kosovo's independence. Kosovo is a landlocked region in the Balkans with a majority ethnic Albanian population, with a Serbian minority, especially in the north. It holds both cultural and religious significance for the Serbians, who view it as the cradle of their medieval kingdom and of Orthodox Christianity for the Serbians.
90% Albanians, 3% Serbs, Bosniak and Goran needs 2%, others 3%.
Who view it as the cradle of their medieval kingdom and of Orthodox Christianity. But following the breakup of Yugoslavia in the early 90s, which led to several wars, as republics declared independence, the ethnic Albanians in Kosovo sought independence from Serbia in 1998.
Do you realize like how cold this whole region would be in sports if they never would have split up? Goddamn Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic would have been on the same national team, bro. You know how nasty that would have been?
The ethnic Albanians in Kosovo sought independence from Serbia in 1998. Serbian forces responded with violent repression, leading to thousands of civilian deaths and mass displacement. There were widespread reports of ethnic cleansing and human rights abuses against Albanians. So in 1999, NATO, a political and military alliance of countries from Europe and North America, bombed Serbia in an attempt to stop the violence. Serbian forces withdrew, and the UN took over administration of Kosovo. Then, in 2008, Kosovo unilaterally declared independence from Serbia, with support from the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and many others.
What about
Serbia
Spain?
Rejected the declaration.
Where does Spain lie politically? They always confuses me, because I don't even know what is Spain's place that they took in World War II or one. I don't really hear about Spain. Was they even in the fucking war? World War II and one. You hear about Germany. You hear about England. You hear about France. You hear about Italy. You hear about Japan. You hear about the United States. That's really like the main 6 countries. Who am I missing? In terms of Russia. I'm missing Russia. The main 7 countries right there. China. Damn. I don't even think of China when I think of World War, to be honest. What the hell was they doing? I know the Nanking massacre happened from Japan. Japan used to be, with as small Japan is, it is crazy how Japan just completely turned around they PR. After they got nuked, they whole PR turned into happy-go-lucky anime, weeboo anime people. You know, we harmless. Bro, Japan used to be some fucking demons back in the day. Dead ass. Bro, little old Japan used to be doing China dirty. Y'all ever heard of the Nanking massacre? Bro, Google it to your own discretion, bro. Japan used to be some evil motherfuckers. Dead ass serious. But now it's crazy how they just turned it around. But I'm sure it is still a sleeping giant or some sleeping giants and some sleeping ideologies that exist still to this day around Japan that is just waiting to be awoken. Hey, why does this shape like God? Tell me this ain't shaped like Godzilla. Look at the head. This the head right here, and then the body is like the rest of the body is like right here. That is crazy. But yeah, hey, something about Japan we don't know about, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, what Yusuf said.
And Russia, China, Spain, and several other countries also do not recognize Kosovo, largely due to concerns about separatist movements in their own territories. Tensions still remain high today. Serbia still claims Kosovo as its province. In October 2014, Kosovo's neighbors, Serbia and Albania, played each other in Euro qualifying.
I'm gonna have to blur
but
this
the
out
match
on
was
the tube.
suspended after a drone carrying a pro-Albanian banner appeared over the stadium, leading to a brawl between players and fans. Tensions are high even when Serbia plays Switzerland because of Granit Xhaka and Xherdan Shaqiri.
Yeah.
Shaqiri was born in Kosovo, and
remember this in
Xhaka's
the World
father
Cup.
spent 3.5 years as a political prisoner in Yugoslavia for
Really?
his support for Kosovan independence. In 2018, both players scored and did an eagle celebration symbolizing the Albanian flag, and it caused outrage in the stands and in Serbian media. Kosovo versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina is home to a large percentage of ethnic Serbians, so naturally they don't recognize Kosovo's independence, and a fixture between the two would be just as dicey as Kosovo versus Serbia. Kosovo versus Russia. Similar to Bosnia, Russia also fails to recognize Kosovo as its own country, and again, playing against them would only legitimize their independence. Russia versus Ukraine. The last and most obvious entry on the list.
So you telling me
recognize Kosovo versus Russia.
You know, they don't recognize them or whatever, so you telling me motherfuckers be getting scored on. They be like, we don't recognize you. Ha! We don't recognize you. Y'all nothing. Y'all are nothing. Like, are the players really into it like that too? Or is it just the above? Is it just like the political leaders? Does the players and the civilians really be like, oh, we don't recognize Kosovo. Y'all not a real country? Do they really be like, y'all a fake country? They scoring them up and go to the fans and be like, y'all fake and shit. That's crazy.
Similar to Bosnia, Russia also fails to recognize
Why can't we all just get along?
And again, playing against them would
Can't
only
we all
legitimize
just get
their
along?
independence. Russia versus Ukraine. The last and most obvious entry on the list.
Yeah.
Russia cannot play football against Ukraine as the two countries are in the middle of a full-scale war with each other. In 2014, Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine, and in 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion, leading to thousands of deaths, massive displacement, and global condemnation. Since the invasion in 2022, UEFA and FIFA have suspended all Russian national and club teams until further notice.
They did.
Thanks for watching.
Hey man, he said them boys playing Battleship. Hey, shout out to man Ball Culture for the W video as always. Like I said, get them to 35. This man Afro is nuts. Get them to 35,000 subscribers. He said earlier, you remember the night they announced the start of the war? Yeah, I did too. Like I said, I thought it was gonna be on some war shit. Like, I thought motherfuckers was gonna be lined up on one side, other people on one side. Then you got people in the no man's land, and I thought they were finna march up and get the duking it out, getting the box, and then you got the planes in the air battling each other, and I thought it was gonna be like that. Then you got the tanks coming down once this and that happened. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be on some World War shit for sure. Dead ass serious. But the fact that I'm in America, we not exactly exposed. We not as exposed to it as y'all are, cause y'all right next door to it. And the fact that it's still going, like in America, that whole like completely nobody talk about the Ukraine-Russia war no more. All people talk about is Israel-Palestine. And I don't even know if I can talk about that on Twitch without getting TOS. Hey, anyway, I forgot to end the YouTube video. But yeah, hey, till next time, I'm out.